Hello there, and thank you for joining me at my bench once again. And today's fly, I'm going to tie you up a very simple bug, very easy to tie, and only two materials. And I got this guy out of my book, Stelter's Flies, the Best 1000, a book that I go to quite often. And it's one that I haven't tied out of the book yet, and it's called Henry's Lake Nymph. It's under the searching nymph category, and I find it's very similar to the Cooper bug, except different materials are used. And I thought it was quite different. I haven't seen this one tied yet myself, so I thought I'd tie this one up. So I hope you enjoy watching, and I'll get this guy out and fresh hook in and get started. For the hook, I'm using a 3906 mustad, 3906B mustad, and a size 8. This particular fly only has one hook size listed, and that's size 8. And for thread, I'm using Danville 6/0 Flymaster in a black. But first, we're going to weight it. This guy's weighted, and a fair amount of weight, probably 20 to 25 wraps of 0.20 lead wire. And it's all said and done here. So I'll get that wrapped up. Snip that end off, come around a couple turns on the other side, or excuse me, the other end, and I'll wiggle that off, pinch those two ends down, and squeeze that together there. That's fine. Alright, right there's where I want it. Okay, now the next step is to start our thread like usual, and I'll go right in front of the lead this time and build a little dam, and I'm gonna jump on top here. Just come back. Okay. Put a little thread up behind the lead there, and snip off the tag end. Okay. Now the tail is some gray squirrel, and I already have a little bit in the stacker here, so even that up. Pull out of the stacker. Not too heavy a tail, about medium thickness, and I want it just a hair longer than the gap of the hook, so I'll tie that in right there behind the lid like so. Come in, tie that in, and I want to jump right on top of the lead with that and secure the thread forward, binding that down nice and tight with several snug wraps. Then come back forward once again, and I'll come in and snip off the excess butt ends there. Okay, just make a few more wraps, make sure I got that all secured. Okay, now the shellback on the fly is the same thing, more gray squirrel, so I'll cut another section out here, and you want to get a fairly long section here, because you're going to be folding this over and have a wing sticking out in the front as well. So I'll get that in the stacker and even that up, just like so. Okay, now I'm just going to pull out any short fibers that are there. Alright, and you want that, when you tie it in, you want it to be about 1.5 times the length of the body, so I'm going to measure that up. Because you want, when you fold that, what I'll do is tie it on, and what you can do is just tie it on with a few wraps, wrap back. Then what I'll do is just test it, and that's a little short, so I'll just come back once again, and I'd say right about there should do the trick. Okay, come back. Okay, test that out there, and that looks like it's going to be fine right there to me. That looks good. Okay, I'll snip off the excess and bind that down. Nice snug wraps there all the way back and forward. Okay, now What I'm going to do next is tie in the body material with just some small yellow chenille here. It calls for yellow chenille, so strip off some of the fuzzies here and get those thread core showing there so I can tie that in. And I'll tie that in right on top here, work back towards the tail. Just like so, and then wrap that down. Then we'll move forward to where we want to tie off the body, where we started our thread right there. And before I wrap this body material up, I'm going to put a little head cement on the thread wraps. Just like so. And I'll begin to wrap that forward. Okay. Just nice snug wraps there is what you want to do. And touching wraps, just wrap forward till we get to our tie off point. Okay. Looks like I can squeeze in one more wrap there on this guy. And we'll tie that off underneath, catch it, a couple in front, a couple more wraps underneath. Then I'll wrap back on that before I snip off the excess. And come in and snip that out of there, just like so. Okay, then wrap back a ways on that, so it's in there nice and secure. Alrighty. One step left is to take our shell back, and we're going to grab all that and fold that forward, just like so. Okay, I'm going to come around, catch that. Okay, I'm just going to bind that down nice and tight. Nice tight wraps. Okay. A few fibers there that I don't want. I'm going to snip them out. Okay, that's all there is to the Cooper bug, or excuse me, the Henry's Lake nymph. Very easy tie. Just got a stray fiber there, a couple I want to snip out. Okay. Now you just take your whip finisher next, last step, and we'll throw in a whip finish. Okay, that's all there is to this guy. Okay, snug that in. Snip off the excess thread. And there we have it. Another size 8 Henry's Lake nymph. Quite different for sure. Just got a couple of fibers there I don't like. I'm going to trim out. I haven't seen it tied anywhere, but I thought you guys might like to see this one tied up. And it's a simple fly to tie, and I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be in the book if it didn't catch fish, so give this one a go. Now, one step I did do to this, to make it, I figured I'd make that squirrel tail on top a lot more adorable, so the fish's teeth don't tear it apart. And you know what I'm probably going to do, like always, some Solar bone dry. I'm going to come in with that, and put a coat right along that shellback. Pretty generous coat there, so it soaks in good. Okay. And I'm also going to put a little on the thread wraps as well. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'll put a little bit on the thread wraps around. Okay, that should be fine. Alrighty, now we'll just cure that up and he's done. Bring in my UV light here. Give that a quick cure. Okay. That should have it right there. There we go, folks. He's done. Like I was saying, not a hard tie whatsoever, so anyhow, I want to thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that a lot. And let's see, one more fiber there I don't like. And if you haven't viewed my videos before and this is the first time tuning in, hit that good old subscribe button if you'd like to see more. Appreciate that a great deal. And also, I want to mention once again, that upcoming trout season starts here next week, and once things start liven up for fly fishing, I hope to have some videos done to add on to my channel. So I just want to throw that out there, let my subscribers know. And anyways, thank you for watching, and until next time, happy tying out there, stay safe everyone, and I'll see you again soon. So long for now, folks.